Hello, Piggle Wiggle fans. Welcome back. Yesterday, Patsy would not take her bath, and her mother called Mrs. Piggle Wiggle to see what to do, and Mrs. Piggle Wiggle said that she needed the Radish Cure. And so now we're going to find out, I hope today, what the Radish Cure is. I thought about this last night, and I thought, what are they going to do? Make her eat radishes? I don't know. Let's see what happens. The Radish Cure, said Patsy's mother. Yes, said Mrs. Piggle Wiggle. The Radish Cure is just what Patsy needs. All you have to do is buy one package of radish seeds. The small red round ones are the best, and don't get that long white icicle type. And then let Patsy strictly alone as far as washing is concerned for several weeks. When she has about a half an inch of rich black dirt all over her after she is asleep at night, scatter the radish seeds on her arm and on her head. Press them gently in and then just wait. I don't think you will have to water them because we are in the rainy season right now, and she probably will go outdoors now and then. When the little radish plants have 3 leaves, you may begin pulling the largest ones. Oh yes, Patsy will probably look quite horrible before the Radish Cure is over. So if you find that she is scaring too many people or her father objects to having her around, let me know and I'll be glad to take her over here. You see, all of my visitors are children and dirt doesn't frighten them. Patsy's mother thanked Mrs. Piggle Wiggle very much for her kind advice and then called up Patsy's father and told him to be sure and bring home a package of radish seeds. Early red globes, she said. That's what they were called. The next morning, she didn't say one single word to Patsy about a bath, and so Patsy was sweet and didn't act like a wild animal. The next day was the same, and so was the next and the next. And when Sunday came, Patsy was a rather dark blackish gray color, so her mother suggested she stay home from Sunday school. Patsy's father, who by this time had been told of the Radish Cure, didn't say anything to Patsy about washing, but he winced when he looked at her. By the end of the 3rd week, they had to keep Patsy indoors all of the time because one morning she skipped out to get the mail, and the postman, on seeing her straggly, uncombed, dust-caked hair and the rapidly forming layer of topsoil on her face, neck, and arms, gave a terrified yell and fell down the front steps. Patsy seemed quite happy, though. Of course, it was getting hard to tell how she felt, as her face was so caked with dirt that she couldn't smile, and she talked like this. I would like to take a bath. She also had to take little tiny bites of food because she couldn't open her mouth more than a crack. Naturally, her father and mother had to stop having any friends in to visit, except in the evening when Patsy was in bed, and even then they were not at all comfortable for fear Patsy would wake up and call, I'm Addie. Really, bring me a drink of water, Daddy, is what she was saying. At last, however, the day came when Patsy was ready to plant. That night, when she was asleep, her mother and father tiptoed in her room and very gently pressed radish seeds into her forehead, her arms, and the backs of her hands. And when they had finished, they were standing by her bed, gazing fondly at their handiwork. Patsy's father said, "Repulsive little thing, isn't she?" Patsy's mother said, "Why, George, that's a terrible thing to say of your own child. My little girl is buried so deep in that dirt that I can't even remember what she looks like," said Patsy's father, and he stamped down the stairs. The Radish Cure is certainly hard on parents. Quite a few days after that, Patsy awoke one morning, and there were on the back of her hand, in fact, on the backs of both hands and on her arms and on her forehead, were green leaves. Patsy tried to brush them off, but they just bent over and sprang right up again. She jumped out of bed and ran down the stairs to the dining room where her mother and father were eating breakfast. "Look at your hands," she said. Her father said, "Behold the bloom of youth," and her mother said, "George," and then jumped up and briskly went over to Patsy, firmly took a hold of one of the plants on her forehead and gave it a quick pull. Patsy squealed, and her mother showed her the little red radish she had pulled. Patsy tried to pull out one from her arm, but her hands were so caked with dirt that they couldn't grasp the little leaves, so her mother had to pull them. And when they had finished one hand and part of the left arm, Patsy suddenly said, "I am a bath." What did you say? Asked her mother, busily pulling the radishes and putting them in neat little piles on the dining room table. Bah, said Patsy so plainly that it cracked the mud on her left cheek. Patsy's mother said, I think it had better be a shower. And without another word, she went in and turned on the warm water. Patsy was in the shower all that day. She used up 2 whole bars of soap, and she didn't even come out for lunch. But when her father came home for dinner, there she was, waiting for him at the door, clean and sweet and smiling. And in her hand, she had a plate full of little radishes. Oh my goodness. Can you see the picture? There she is. It looks like Mom's pulling some radishes off of her forehead. What a silly cure the radish cure is. But I bet you anything that Patsy won't have a problem taking a bath or a shower and getting washed up. I hope that you are washing your hands the way that we learned in school. Remember to sing the ABCs and wash your nails and behind and in front and part of your arms, and that way you can stay nice and clean. Stay safe and well. Until next time, bye.